Yes, lads, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got squats. It's our last week of training before we try some PRs next week. We've got to remember that we're still training. Last week we got carried away and tried some PRs, and then that would mean hitting a PR last week, this week, and next week, which don't know why I thought that was a good idea. So we're going to build up today to, I think, somewhere between 160, 165, probably 162.5 squat. Then that gives us room to grow next week. We're hoping for a 170 squat as our top one. That'd be nice. If we can do a little bit more, cool. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's it. So we had a really nice weekend, pretty relaxing. Went to a local farm. Laura held an owl. I went on a shooting thing put on by the army with an airsoft gun. Got a pretty good score. They ended up giving me a free t-shirt. It's a 3XL, so it's basically a bed sheet, but you know, I won. That means I'm good at shooting. Let me do a few warm-up sets and then we'll try our top set. My legs are feeling sore, but my legs are always feeling sore, so I don't know. So I've ordered some cast iron plates. I wanted to swap the entire thing, swap these bumpers out for the cast irons, but it's going to be 500 odd quid for all the weight that I need. So we're holding off on that, and we've just ordered two 20s. So with the bumpers, they're fine, but they're quite chunky. And we're reaching, with the deadlift, we're reaching the top end of what the bar is capable of holding. So the cast iron plates are a little bit thinner. And quite a bit cooler, really. Be some cool clanging and banging noises, look like a proper old school gym. But basically, I need to get rid of them 25s because they don't fit anywhere. And we're going to swap them out for a couple of sets of 20s over the time. And then eventually we will replace everything, but there's no mad rush. I think so these 25s here, the cast iron plates, you'll get two 20s on for the size of that. So it'll be 40 kilos rather than 25. So that'll be a big help. And then I think we'll be good for a while in terms of space on the bar, because I think that'll mean we can fit like 220 plus on there. And that'll be fine. Right, 80 kilo, we're going to do 5 reps. Right, we'll move up to 100, we'll do 3, and then we'll go up in singles, I think 15 kilo jumps. Make sure we're good and warmed up, good and prepared for it. So the thing with the cast iron plates is they won't look as heavy because they're not as big. They'll be heavier, or denser, I guess, but it won't be a fully maxed out bar with these big chunky plates. They do look cool, but I suppose needs must when it comes to progressing. I didn't really think about it when I ordered all the stuff. So I ordered 200 kilos of plates, and then I ordered the two 25 bumper plates on top. So we had 250 kilos of plates, and I was like, that's plenty of room for growth. But the actual amount that fits on the bar is probably 200 kilos with clips, and maybe 205, 210 or something with no clips. So, you know, I think we're pretty close to achieving that. So like the entire 250 kilo can't fit on the bar, so we need to swap something out. I didn't realise, I just looked up yesterday, that A pair of 25s was 150 quid. And for that price, I could have got four 20 kilo cast iron plates. I ordered them yesterday. 75 quid for a pair with postage for two 20s. So for 150, we could have had 80 kilo instead of 50. If yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But whatever, we live and learn. So if anyone's starting a home gym, just buy the cast iron plates to start with, unless you need like the calibrated plates because you're really, really strong. But yeah, I think the cast irons are good, nice and cheap. They look cool, they sound cool, and you can fit a fair amount on the bar. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, we're going to go up in 15s. Took the dog to the farm yesterday, and I really wanted to hold one of the big owls. Like Laura held it. It's like it's huge, massive. I'll put a photo up if I remember. But the dog was going mental, so I had to take him for a walk away. There was like a selection of owls. There's like a load of little ones, some falcons, and then this big, massive owl. I was like, I want to hold that thing. But yeah, didn't get a chance because I had a dog. I imagine this is what it's like when you have kids and the kids get to do the fun thing, and you have to stand and watch and pretend that you're having a good time when really you want to be doing the thing. But I got to go on the shooting range, and that was pretty good. And we got some big tubs of ice cream, and that's what you need really. Right, 115 for a single. We'll do 130 for a single. 130, 145, 162.5. So when we do the plate switcheroo, it gives me the opportunity to actually, now that I've, obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Now that I've had plates for a while, I know what I should have got. So I should have got a load of 20s, and I've got two of everything other than the 25s. I've got one of them, one pair. I've got two pairs of 20s, two pairs of 15s, two pairs of 10s, two pairs of 5s. And I think what we need is like 5 pairs of 20s. So 10 20 kilo plates, and then one of everything else, like one set of 15s, one set of 10s, one set of 5s. And we won't bother with a 25 because I'm not that strong. And a plate is 20 in it. So yeah, with probably don't even need 5 sets of 20s, maybe 4. So what would 4 be? 4 would be 180 kilo on the bar, and then with the rest of the stuff that I'd take it to 210, 230, 240. Yeah, so 4 sets of 20s, and then one of everything else other than a 25. I think that's a reasonable way of doing it. We'll do that eventually. And then, just need the cheapest way of doing it because I spent a lot on this and I keep getting it wrong, and I want to get it right this time, so I don't have to keep buying more. Hopefully the resale value on these bumpers is okay. So I'm going to list the 25 soon. If I can get over 100 quid for them, that's buzzing really. We'll see. So 130 for one. Thought I'd missed. Okay, we'll go 145. Okay, last warm up set then. Yeah. Okay. Let me load 162. Okay, top set. Ah, yes. Easy. Woo! Right, that moved all right, didn't it? I've started recording the top sets on my phone again so I can actually see what it looks like. And yeah, pretty smooth. Like, not fast by any means, but there was no sticking points. It was steady away the entire way up, which is what you want for a near max effort. Hopefully next week we get the 170. I don't see why not. That moves pretty smooth. So if we can get one that is a bit sticky, then I'll take it, and that'll be good. Stoked. Can't complain at that. We've got a few back offsets now. 137.5 for three sets, 3 or 4 sets of 2. I'll do one now, and then I'll do some more afterwards. I don't know where I was going with that. Fuck's sake. Banging the thing like makes it so much harder. I probably need to move it down a notch, don't I? Who knows? I think I'm getting a bruise on that shoulder from moving this bar back across. Oh, right. That first rep was pretty suspect, wasn't it? But the second rep was sound. I'll be back. 2 minutes. So, I've been toying with the idea of going to 4K footage. This camera shoots 4K. It looks pretty good in 1080, to be honest, but twice as many pixels. I don't know how like 1080 doubles to 4K, because like 1080p is measured down this side, and 4K is measured across this bit. So it's kind of a lie, really. It's a bit of a scam. If it was 4K by that, then it'd be like, I don't know, 6 that way. I guess 6K is double 1080p. I don't know, whatever. More pixels, you see every wrinkle on my forehead or whatever. You can smell my armpits from there. But yeah, that'd be nice. I've only got a little memory card in the moment. I changed it onto 4K mode and it said I could record 20 minutes of footage. So we're not doing that just yet. Maybe I'll get a new memory card soon. But, you know, money again. Everything costs bloody money, doesn't it? But it'd be nice to have some crispy 4K quality videos, I think. Right, let me do 2 of these and try not to bang it on the bleeding bar. Yep. Third one, we might call it after this one, because it doesn't feel cracking. I don't know. We'll do 2. Okay, these are okay. Oh, yeah. Never mind, we'll do our last set like a grown-up. They were alright. Okay, last one of these. I've started using an actual timer just now for the past 3 sets to record my rest periods. I think that might be beneficial going forward, because I think I tend to rush it a little bit, and I don't generally get the best out of myself. So we've had 4.5, 5 minutes rest between last set now, and hopefully it feels a bit better. Fucking thing, man. not bad, not bad. I've been resting like 2 minutes between the sets, and I think 4 minutes is probably better. It would have been 4 minutes if I hadn't had to check the camera and stuff. Cool. So I'm gonna do some bench press. Gonna do 3 sets, 97.5 kilo. Oh. Then some box squats. Let me get that set up. Oh, right, I'm happy with how that went. Looks like we've got a good shot at the 170 next week. Nowhere near the 180 that I set myself as a target at the start of the plan. A bit too ambitious, but 170 will be good. Maybe we can look to doing 180 before the end of the year. How about that? Like not getting ahead of ourselves. If we can do 175 in 3 months, and then we can do 180 in December, that would be, really good. But yeah, everything moved pretty well then, despite my brain convincing me that I wouldn't even be able to squat the 162. You just got to not listen to yourself sometimes, because it's usually wrong, or in my case, it's usually wrong. It's pretty self-doubting. I don't know why it thought I wouldn't be able to do a 162, because it was pretty smooth, all things considered. Not bad at all. So yeah, I think this is where you benefit from like having a coach. So someone who can help keep you level. So like, I think I'd been undershooting the deadlift up until I pulled the 180 for 5 and then overshot it. And I was like, oh yeah, more. So having someone on the other side to be like, right, yeah, you've done 180 for 5. For your deload, pull a 170, then pull a 182, then pull a 192, 195, then pull 200 in 4 weeks' time, not pull a PR on the second week of the, again, hindsight in buying gym equipment, hindsight in training incorrectly. So like, I could have had the thing on the squats as well, where instead of ending on a 160 for a double, we could have ended on 155, 152 or something, and we would have actually got it instead of doing the 2 singles. But I don't know. This is trying to program yourself into hard to be objective when you're looking at your own stuff. So bench press. Anyway, we've got 90. I don't know what we've got. I need to look at my plan. I wrote the plan. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, I'm going to do 60, 75, 90, 7.5, whatever it is. I'll go 60, 80, 90. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Yeah, squat shoes, knee sleeves for bench every time. 3 sets of 3 at 97.5 kilo. So we won't have as much rest between these ones. I don't need as much rest from bench. It recovers a bit faster than the squat. The squat and the deadlift, probably I need to start timing the things and having like 4 or 5 minutes rest between the things to give myself the best chance of doing it, because I have been rushing. I've been like, oh yeah, it's only 3 exercises, so it's quick. But it's only 3 exercises because the intensity's up, so you need longer rest. So like, trying to rush it all and get it done in 45, 50 minutes isn't the point. The point is to get the stuff done well and have enough rest to make it nice. Every set nice. Don't want to be struggling on the back off sets. You want to have had enough rest so that each rep is like solid, nice, good. Yeah. So don't rush it. I've got, all time in world, really, kind of. Don't tell Laura, because we have something to do. But if it takes as long as it takes, then that's fine. Right, let me do 5 reps of 80, then we'll go to 97.5. Just taking a little bit of time with those as well. Just not unracking and going like that. Just making sure it's solid. Like still not like a slow tempo rep, but just not rushing. I've been rushing a little bit, and I don't think that's getting the best out of me. So let me load 97.5. It's warm today. It's not even like Mondays are my day off, so I train in the morning. It's not even midday yet, and it's boiling hot. So once it turns 1-2 o'clock, it's going to be a right day. I'm going to go swimming with dog. You see. So the thing with the bumper plates is like, even though it's not 2 plates, it's 2.5 kilo off 2 plates. It still looks heavy because they're all big. When we get the cast iron plates, the 20 will probably be the size of this 10. And then all the rest of them will be real small, so it'll look like less weight. So maybe, well, hopefully by then we'll be stronger, so our back offs will be 100 kilo instead of 97.5. But yeah, maybe for the old ego, it won't look as heavy. Weird way of thinking about it, and it doesn't really matter. But whatever. Right, 3 reps, 3 sets, 3 reps. First set, right now. Let's have it. I need to change my battery. It'll be all right. Let me do this one. 3 reps. Nice. Right, I'll change my battery. You won't notice, but I'll be back. I say you won't notice, but I kicked the tripod, so maybe we're back at a slightly different angle. I'm sure no one minds. So, I'm looking forward, I've said it in the past, but I'm looking forward to getting back into a volume phase and getting the technique dialed in. The problem that we had with this run through this plan is that we started with kind of Bulb Mastiff and did our own thing within that thing. And it didn't, so like it has squat and then RDL, and then the secondary squat is something else. And I'm looking forward to having squat twice a week, like I've programmed for this peak, but volume, so we get to do a lot of reps and try and get the technique just dialed. Like it starts pretty light, and I think we start at like 60%, and we go 60, 62, 64, 66% over 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks. And rather than adding like loads of intensity, we add sets. So we get more and more practice. Like the weight does increase a little bit, but it's never mental. And by the 4th week, we're doing like 6 sets of squats after our tops. We do a top triple, and then we'll do 5 or 6 sets of 6 at 66% of whatever our 1 rep max is. So whatever. So that's a lot of practice. And I think by the end of that, we're going to feel really comfortable with the squat movement. And then the secondary squat day, it's no top set. It's a little bit heavier, but a little bit less reps. But same thing again, it's not mental heavy, and it's quite a lot of volume for the first 4 weeks. Just loads of technique practice, getting it drilled in. Same thing with all of them, really. The deadlift, we don't add loads of sets to the deadlift for the first 4 weeks. We add sets to the RDL on the secondary day. Just the deadlift, I think we keep fairly low total sets, and then bump the volume on the RDL just to get the hamstrings built pretty good. And then when we go into the second 4 week phase, like the building intensity phase, that's when we start pushing the deadlift. We don't do an RDL anymore, we do a pause deadlift. And then after that 4 weeks, it comes on to this peak that we're doing now. We might make some changes to this peak because we've been doing the pause deadlift, and it doesn't feel like 2 reps is a lot. I think what we're doing on the pause squat, I think we're doing 4 reps on the pause squat. So maybe we could be doing 3 or 4 on the pause deadlift. Because, yeah, or maybe we can make the weight heavier, one or the other. Probably better to add a rep or 2. I don't know, it doesn't matter. We'll think about that later. But set 2, 3 reps. Very, very warm, but yeah, bench is feeling good. Feel like we've got a fair few reps in the tank on that, so that's nice. Not sure, what did we do last week for the bench? 117 for a single. Maybe we'll do 120 or 122 this week. Maybe if we do 120, we know we've got 120. We'll save the PRs for next week. We'll see. I feel like we've definitely got 122, but I've broken my own confidence now with everything by missing a few things along the way. I don't really want to be missing stuff during training. We can miss stuff on the PR day, but missing stuff in training is a proper knock to the confidence. Right. I'll have a minute or two. We'll do last set of 3. So, if anyone's made it this far, has anyone used BPC 157? I've heard a lot of things, particularly from like pro athletes that I follow, saying it's like a miracle thing. I want to hear from people who aren't sponsored by a company that's vlogging it, whether it works, because my shoulder is knackered and it's supposedly, a miracle cure. It's not expensive. It's probably worth a go, but if anyone in the UK has got like where they bought it from and whether or not it actually works, because it's easy to hear someone say, oh yeah, I use this, use my code, blah, 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 get 20% off. But, I'm not buying it if it don't. I've bought so much crap off the internet for like supplements and like it just doesn't do anything. So I'd like someone like me who's just a guy. You're not selling anything. You're just training regular strength. If you've used it, let me know. Let me know if it worked and let me know where you got it from. And I'll get some. I'll bang it in my shoulder and then we'll bench press 300 kilo for 2 reps. How about that? Until then, I'm just limited really to 97.5 for free. Let me do the last set of these. I'm going to do box squats. I'm quite excited for box squats. We got up to 140 last week. I'm thinking 140, 145, and if that's good, 150. 150 for a box squat would be pretty fun. It feels mental, like... obviously, would I be able to do 3 reps of a squat with 150? I don't think so. I did 2, and they were pretty sketchy. But yeah, 3 on a box squat feels cool because it's heavy as oat. On your back, heavy as oat. It's heavy for me. Let me do 3 reps. Yeah. Whew. Right, okay. Can ditch these. Get a box squat on. Might see about having the safeties a bit higher if we're going to go to 150 because could well not be able to stand up with that. So looking at the top set from today, usually when it gets heavy, I have a sticking point that's right around where the box squat takes off. So instead of sticking today, we just went smooth through it, slow but smooth. Normally I sort of like come off the bottom, stick there and then grind through, whereas today it was smooth all the way up. So I think the box squats are working for what I wanted them to. Putting a bit of weight on that position there and then getting strong going through there. It like might not have worked. It might just be coincidence, but I think it's definitely it's happened and I've done that thing, so it could be correlated. Right, 3 reps at 140. Yeah, they're cool. I tightened up the box this morning before we started. They're a bit wobbly. We're solid as a rock now. Fully serviced. All good. Stick 5s on, not 5s, there's 2.5. Stick 5 on total. Right, we've stuck 5 kilo on, so we're at 145. If this goes well, we get to do 150 for a top set, which would be pretty cool. Yeah. Oh. So the cool thing about these is we're going to do 150 next. I won't be able to do 150 for a triple, but we can do 150 for a triple with the box squat, and the RPE should be like not massive. So you get to have an heavy weight, you know, relative to your capabilities, heavy weight on there, and do some reps with it. So when it comes to doing your 1 rep max, it don't feel foreign. I think that's quite important to have like regular exposure to something that's quite heavy, so that when you're doing it, it's not like, ugh. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm sure it does, to some extent. Okay, last set of these. Gone up to 150. Should be fun. Yeah, that felt easier than the 145. Cool. Right. That's your lot. Thank you for tuning in today on today's episode of hitting all of our planned weights. The deadlift tomorrow, realistically, it should be 192 for 2 singles. But we tried 192 last week and failed it, even though we were massively fatigued. So I think we'll do 187. And if that moves okay, we'll do 192. We won't do any extra sets. We're not trying loads. We've got 2 singles planned. And we're going to do 2. And we're going to do our back off sets. And that's how we're going to make progress. We're not going to make progress by trying and failing something 4 times, 5 times, whatever it was. Yeah. Thank you for coming. We're nearing the end now. PRs are in sight. Squat day, everything moved well. 170. Hopefully we get that. That'd be nice. Perfect. Bench press. We'll see. Fine. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.